Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, this is a segment we like to call Take This, where we give our fiery hot take on a number of topics in the entertainment and or sports world. My name is David Joseph. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube at Wrestling with Things, and don't forget to like our page on Facebook at Wrestling with Things. Today I would like to talk about the beloved Bayley. I like Bayley. I'm not going to turn on her like a lot of the fans have turned on her already, albeit for some good reasons. Bayley hasn't sparked the interest that we quite expected of her when she got on Monday Night Raw. In NXT, she had a white-hot, heroic babyface, pure babyface character that had a number of good matches with the other four horsewomen of NXT. Unfortunately, what happens though, everything that goes well in NXT doesn't necessarily translate to Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live. That it just comes with the territory. Sometimes it exceeds expectations. Sometimes guys that you didn't even think were going to succeed are succeeding, like Braun Strowman. But back to Bayley here. I'm a big Bayley fan, and it pains me to say this, but if we're judging her against the other four horsewomen and we're being fair up to this point, Bayley is the worst of the four horsewomen. Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky Lynch, what do they all do? They're believable in their characters, they're captivating, and whatever they're doing, they get your attention. Whether it's Sasha Banks' spunk and cockiness on the mic, whether it's Charlotte's pedigree and just almost flawlessness in the ring, or whether it's Becky Lynch's great technical prowess and submission moves in the ring, they all have those things that make them look like women you want to look up to. Aggressive women. Women that aren't afraid to get down and dirty for championships and to get further in their careers. I know it's a character, but Bayley is just too soft. And you know, I'll be easy on her. I'm going to go a little easy because it's not like the sky's falling. This isn't the end of her world. I think this injury could be her best friend. Get away from the audience for a little bit. You know, let them miss all the things they used to like. And then when she comes back, she does not necessarily need to be a bad guy or a heel, but we need to see a big visual change in her vibe and her aggressiveness. When she is in a feud with someone, hell, next time you bring her back, don't even need to give her a reason to attack someone. Just have her attack someone. Maybe, preferably Alexa Bliss. And everybody would be shocked. I'm not talking any old attacks. I'm talking tosses to barricades, slams through announce tables, hits with kendo sticks. That would get the world talking when you decide to re-debut, or should I say, let Bayley return to Monday Night Raw. But stay tuned for our segment on Brock Lesnar maybe returning to the UFC against Jon Jones in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's time to start the show. Off the top rope, 4-figure leg lock. Ric Flair with the chest chop. Haters wonder why I never tap out. A young king like DeMarcus. Undertaker with a coffin. Choke slam so often. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Man, the boy keep flossing. Man, the boy keep talking. I'm with David. I'm to say. And I got something to say. And I got something to say. Let's start the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Joseph, and I am the advocate for my client, the talk show we like to call Wrestling with Things. And if you'd like to keep up with all things Wrestling with Things, all videos, all interviews, feel free to like us on Facebook at Wrestling with Things and subscribe to us on YouTube at Wrestling with Things. We talk about all sorts of great topics in the sports and pro wrestling and entertainment world. They're all one and the same in the nice entertainment umbrella, under the entertainment umbrella, and we have all sorts of interviews with sorts of active community members all over the place. And A good topic we got to dive into. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's speculating. Everybody's on the edge of their seat. Is Brock Lesnar? Yeah, I know you guys, those who follow wrestling, know that I opened the show like his advocate Paul Heyman. And his advocate Paul Heyman not only went on Monday Night Raw and said that if Brock doesn't win the title, or retain the title, I should say, they'll leave the WWE. But he even went on a podcast and doubled down and repeated it and said, no, I don't like it in wrestling when people don't stick to the stipulations. So it sounds like he's serious. He wouldn't just... Paul Heyman's not usually the type to go out of his way and say that. So all signs are almost pointing to the fact that Brock Lesnar will fight Jon Jones. And according to multiple sources, that fight won't be able to happen until next year. And because WWE doesn't want to let him go and... go to UFC on the side again. They want to wait until his contract's up and he could choose to renew or leave. I gotta ask you, what do you like about this and what do you love about this? How do you feel about this, Sammy?
Well, it's signature Brock Lesnar. You know, he's always been doing this. You know, even back in 2002 when he said he wanted something more real. He loves to have that big ambition, put the pressure on himself, and think he can do everything and anything he wants to do. So I think he's going to go for the fight. I think he's going to probably do it maybe after WrestleMania 34. And then after that, I'm not sure that he will just stay away from WWE this time around, because at the end of the day, he at this age, he can't continuously go for UFC fights over and over and over and over again. It will just be too much damage to the self body.
Maybe alright. I'm trying to be as unbiased as I possibly can be. That is always one of the primary goals. But at the same time, I can't help but feel maybe I am a little biased. It's like, why would you want to leave his setup in the WWE? It works. He's arguably the greatest novelty, part-time spectacle and special attraction in the business right now. It's clicking on all cylinders, and they continue to find new ways to make him interesting. And for all the people that complain that he's not on TV every week or once a month, like it or not, when he does show up, it's a big ass deal, and whoever he's standing across from magically becomes a way bigger deal than they used to be. And it's just more loose when you're in the ring with him, even though his style isn't exactly pretty or fancy. And it's just like you said, he's like in his 40s. He already succeeded in the UFC at that. It's not like you have something you need to prove, even though he probably feels he needs to. It's like, ride out the rest of your career making like 7 figures, fight in the more safe and protected way, and there's more longevity. He even went on in the interview and even kind of shunned Dana White and said, this fighting has more longevity, and he believes there is some legitimacy in the WWE. So it's like, why you always flirting with the UFC but if you like and you like your money and you like the WWE way too.
But again, what you have to consider is that, Brock Lesnar, he's a very competitive, very hungry beast. Like
but he's a proven beast. It's not like he gotta scrap and prove himself to the media.
But at the same time, when someone calls him out, he has to go in and shut that up.
I personally feel like they wanted to fight. He wanted to fight him before that even happened. That was just like the hook, line, sinker that like now it has to happen.
Well, I agree, but because at the same time, after the whole accusing of the steroids thing and all that, he had to come back and prove that this is what he likes to do.
There's no doubt about that. Like, he's very competitive. And do you think Jon Jones is really gonna gain the 40 pounds or 50 pounds that he needs to gain in order to make this possible? Lesnar's not gonna lose 40 pounds. I couldn't picture that.
No. John's gonna gain form. John's gonna gain form. Lesnar's not gonna go down for you, because at the end of the day, he's the legend in that sport. Regardless of what anybody says, he's a legend in that sport. So he's the prize fighter. He's the A side. He's not gonna go and work out of his schedule, work out of whatever he needs to do for you. You know what I mean?
Quick side note though, since we're talking about UFC people crossing over with WWE superstars in a way, who would you want to see Ronda Rousey face in the women's division? Because all signs are pointing that he's going to be at WrestleMania, and I like the idea. I think it's a perfect fit, especially with the women. And I even went on record to say this at one point. If there was ever a time, don't get me wrong, I'm not sexist, I'm none of that, but I don't think women should ever headline WrestleMania. But if there was ever a dream match you could put together with Ronda Rousey involved, that is the only type of special attraction I think you could give the women a pass of closing the night. But who would you have Ronda Rousey go against that has the best, that could draw the most money,
Well, of course, this is the easy one. She has to go at the best. Charlotte.
Yeah, I agree.
She has to go against Charlotte.
That would be money.
It sure would. But at the same time, I think that, Becky Lynch wouldn't be someone that's hard because of the aggressive style.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be hard to believe.
She's probably there's rumors of her fighting Chris Cyborg at SummerSlam. That is something I would look forward to too. But
so you think they can get 2 UFC women?
Yeah, I think at this point it's like UFC and WWE aren't necessarily being shy about working together almost. But we'll see. That would be great. And there's even a possibility Conor and Mayweather might have a segment on WWE TV, and there's just a lot of mainstream people that are filtering through, and it's working. But man, I would love to see Charlotte Ronda Rousey. Well, almost as much as I would want to see Brock Lesnar, Jon Jones. Probably more, honestly. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm not that interested in the Brock Lesnar, Jon Jones. To me, it feels too much. It feels too similar to McGregor Mayweather.
No, that's not too similar, because at the end of the day, Brock.
They're just doing it just cause.
No, it's not. It's not just cause.
And just cause UFC needs a big money star right now.
But the difference is they both come from the same cloth. They both come from the same sport. You can't compare it to Mayweather.
That's a good.
It's 2 mismatches. It's like apples and oranges. You know what I mean? So you can't really compare them. But at this point, Brock feels like he has something to prove, and so does Jon Jones. Coming back and defeating the champion after all the the drugs and the bad lifestyle.
All right. And if you think Brock Lesnar will beat Jon Jones, or if you want to see Ronda Rousey in the WWE, feel free to let us know in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube at Wrestling with Things, and like us on